Hi, I'm Flip. I'm one of the creators of PBRGen. PBRGen is a tool that you can use to create physically based rendering materials for your games or your animations. We've just opened up the tool for users. We're very curious what you think, so if you have any feedback, please go to our Discord channel. Also use that channel if you have questions like, hey, how do I make a material like this? Do you have any tips or something? We're very happy to help you. To get started, I'll create some materials, and that way I can show you all the inputs of the tool and how it works. To generate a material, you have quite a few inputs that you can use, and I'll start with the prompt, which you can use to type what you want. So for example, if I would say blue and white marble, and I would hit the generate button, then you see that it pops up here in your My Materials library, and if you click it, then it loads in the viewport. And it created all these different maps. So you have your color map, your metalness, your specular, roughness, displacement, and the normal. And you can tweak all these maps, but I will go over that later. I'll first show the other inputs that we have. So the next input is the prompt style. And that is an extra piece of text that you add to your prompt. And to make it clear what it does, we've created some previews of it. So for example, if I choose the acrylic painting or the cubist abstraction or another one, the watercolor painting, and I wait a little bit, then you see that it created these textures, and you see how that prompt style influences the outcome. So this is the acrylic painting, and this is the cubist abstraction, and this is the watercolor painting. So that's quite a strong effect. It works the best if your prompts are short, because then the extra prompt has more influence. What I would say is a quick tip, but this could be really handy if you want to create multiple materials within the same style. The next input is the input color. So instead of describing it in your prompt, you can set it in your input color. So I can make this red, for example. And if I hit generate, then you get something like this. So the color comes from the input now. And there's also a strength slider, so you can tweak the intensity of the effect. This works best in conjunction with other inputs, of course. If you say like blue marble and you set the input color to red, you get random results. So keep that in mind, I would say. And then I'll go over to the next input, which is the guide map. And that's basically a line drawing that gets used for generation process in combination with displacement map that gets passed on to your shader. So for example, if I would choose this one and hit the generate button, you get something that looks like this. And what you can see is that generation process steered around like the line drawing that is associated with this guide map. And the displacement map is also on the shader, and maybe I can show that a little bit better by increasing the displacement scale here. Maybe also choose a different HDRI. Maybe make it a little bit less rough so you can see it a little bit better what it does. So that is what a guide map does. And for the last input, which is the style image, I think it's handier if I turn off the prompt style and the input color, so you can see more clearly what it does. This is an image that you can use, and the generation process will try to really capture the style. So not only the color, but also the structure of the thing. I'll turn the strength to 1 so you can see the best what it does. And if I hit the generate button, and if I click the material, you can see that it try to stay close to the colors of this image. If I would choose another image, for example, this one, you would get something like this. And the last input in the generate section is the resolution. So I've been generating everything at 1K, but you can generate up to 2K. And when you do that and you click it, then you can see the difference in quality. So that concludes it for all the input options in the generate section. I will quickly go over the tweak section right now. You can control all these maps by clicking on them. You isolate them in the viewport so you can see really good what you do. Every map now has a histogram controller, except for the normal map one, of course. We want to add some more controls later, so you can quickly do some tweaks here. This is like the input values. This is the gamma, the middle one. Metalness you can change, so you can make parts of the material metal and parts not. With the input range, you can go around the histogram to really key out some parts. And then you have the specular and the roughness of. Make it a little bit more glossy, the material. And then you have the displacement map. And the last one is the normal map. And that way you can quickly tweak your shaders and create something that you like. I'll make this one a little bit more glossy. Maybe I'll just totally turn the metallic one off, totally turn it on. Well, so basically that's how you can create shaders. And when you're done, you can upscale to 4K. And when you do that, it creates a new material, but it remembers all the tweaks that you did, so you don't have to do that again. And when you click it, you can see the quality difference. Maybe I'll make it a little bit less glossy. Oh, and you can invert these sliders in the output as well. And another good tip, I think, that I forgot to say is that, here you have some other controls, also like the environment exposure. But a lot of the sliders you can reset by double clicking on them. So this one as well, the strengths and stuff. Last step is to export the whole thing, and that's just in the export section. You hit the download maps button, it generates a zip file and it downloads it to your computer. And when it's done, you can open them, and then you see that the maps look like this. I also created some materials that I quickly want to go over to show you some extra tips and techniques that I know of for the tool. First is a material that I created with just a prompt, white oak wooden floor. And all these materials that you see, I've tweaked them a little bit, the map, so their appearance is a little bit nicer than it's right from the box. Say that as a disclaimer. Second material is warm brown and tan vintage wooden floor, so you can see the difference in the prompt here. Then I've changed it from 1K to 2K, so you can really see the difference in the quality. Especially if you zoom in a little bit, there's quite a big difference. Then I've introduced guide map. In this case, it was the floor planks, and then you see, this can be a super strong effect because, normally with AI, all these lines, they get a little bit jagged, or like the generation method that we use, and like this guide map really helps you to get these crisp results. So, that's a really powerful method, and I like it a lot. We are building an upload function in the tool, but we have to do some stuff with security first. So that will take a little while, but I hope we can have it in there really soon, so you can upload your own. Same goes for the style images, by the way. The same prompt with a different guide map. This kind of floor, which is really popular right now, I think. And then I've used another guide map. And this is where it shows, like, for some sort of reason the AI thinks, or like, I don't know if AI thinks, but like I think it thinks that this is a rope or something. So it starts creating all these shadows and like this depth in there that you don't want. And what you can do to get rid of that is introduce an input color. So that's what I did with the next generation. I just put an input color. I picked it from the shader with the color picker, and then you see that it tries to stay closer to that input color. So that removes the shadows and the breakup quite a bit. So that's a handy tip. Next material, I removed the prompt and the input color, and I just used a style image for like the color, and I used like an albedo texture of a wooden floor with a guide map. And this is a very handy technique to create variations on your shaders. This is the same prompt, only with a different style image. And then, you see also that you can get some nice creative results with that. I do have to say, like, our tool right now, it's really good at creating things if you choose the right inputs. But you got to be a little bit specific about what you choose. Unfortunately, right now, we want to use way better models that understand way better what the user wants, but we're not there yet. That being said, if you choose your prompts, then you have a lot of control over your outcomes. Or I should say, like, if you choose the inputs that you use and how you use them, then you have a lot of control already. The next one is stunning green and orange marble, intricate veining. And I think I used this to show the difference between the material when you hit the generate button versus the material when you tweak it a little bit. And that's that makes a lot of difference, of course. And even after you're done within PBRGen, you can export your maps to your own software, like improve it in Substance, or in your render engine, add subsurface scattering for the marble textures and stuff like that. Makes it look even better. The next prompt came out really nice. Was also a marble texture. I think I showed a few different prompt styles. Again, what I already did in the previous part, so we'll quickly go over this. Here I showed, like, if you make the prompt shorter, then it picks up a little bit more of the prompt style. This is maybe an interesting one. This is a street art or graffiti prompt style. And then here you have the watercolor again. And these are also some interesting results, I think. This is with a guide map. And just a guide map and a prompt style. Oh, I created a very metallic shader for this. Let me try to turn the metallic off. Yeah, there you can see that with this cobblestone map you can get really nice stylized textures. I created also a black and white one here, I think. This is like a technical drawing prompt style. Yeah, can be really cool if you want to create a lot of materials in this style. And the next one was with a watercolor prompt style and then style image and no prompt. Yeah, it's basically a little bit the same as before, only just a different example to show you how inputs work and what works nice and what doesn't. And lastly, I think that I created a concrete prompt. Yeah, and what I did here was again the same trick. Like you see some cracks in the concrete. I just put a little input color in there, and then you remove the cracks. That sometimes happens with this generation method. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, go to our Discord channel and I'm very happy to help you. And if you have any feedback or things you would like to see in the tool, what works, what doesn't work, please let us know. We're very, very curious and we really want to improve this tool with your input. Thank you.